Hi there, everyone. It's Mark Lawrenson here, and thank you for joining me. Now, I've had quite a few requests over the past few months to do a North Node through the sign series. Now, I did the South Node through the sign series last year, where I took you all through the South Node with every single sign, and I spent a whole video on each sign. Now, I am going to do a North Node through the sign series, but I'm going to do it slightly differently. I'm actually going to start grouping the signs. Now, this doesn't mean that you're not going to get an understanding of each of the signs. You will, of course you will. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a video where I group the signs by element. So I'm going to spend this video doing the North Node through the fire signs, and then one through the earth signs, one through the air signs, and of course one through the water signs. Okay. So what is the North Node? When you're looking at the lunar North Node in a chart, you are actually looking at a point that we are moving toward. It has that feeling about it. It has a feeling of us being able to bring this particular energy in. It's like we need to integrate this energy and incorporate this energy. So we're actually advancing toward this energy. Now, a lot of people talk about the North Node as just an interesting notion, to be able to try it out. Other people talk about it on the level of karma. This being a way of being able to resolve karma, particularly from the past life. And so we've got a feeling going on here of some kind of remedy or some kind of healing or some kind of fixing up in some way. Now, as I said, this is an energy that we are bringing into our lifetime and to ourselves this lifetime. And so it feels new. It feels like uncharted territory. It feels like we don't know this area terribly well. It doesn't have the familiarity that the South Node has. The South Node, strangely enough, even though it might have brought in some pain for us or some challenges or some difficulty, it feels like we know it. It feels like it's comfortable in a strange kind of way. And we can easily slip back into the South Node very, very easily because of that. Now, the North Node is exactly the opposite, of course, because it's in the opposite sign and opposite house. And so we don't necessarily know this energy terribly well. So being able to come into that area and being able to understand that area and be able to integrate it into our life can sometimes feel like work. Can sometimes feel like we have to focus on this because this energy, as I said, is not going to be as comfortable to start off with. So when we're looking at the North Node, we need to be able to be conscious of us moving into particular areas that are going to expand us, that are going to actually open new doors for us or new gates for us. Understanding a new part of ourselves that we probably didn't understand before, didn't know before. And I feel that the North Node, as I said already, is a healer. It's a healing energy. It's a healing energy around anything to do with any of the past habitual patterns or behavior of the South Node that does need to be healed or fixed, okay? So let's start looking at the North Node, sorry. I've done the South Node already. The North Node going through the fire signs, okay? So let's look at the North Node in Aries. So if you've got the North Node in Aries in your chart, the feeling of moving into this new terrain, this being drawn and having to incorporate a brand new energy, a very, very different energy that from what you've known before, will be an energy of bravery and courage Independence comes into this, a feeling of being autonomous, a feeling of being more action-oriented, more proactive, a feeling of being the initiator, the instigator, the person who makes things happen. Now, this could actually feel quite different for you. This could actually feel a little bit strange for you because coming in with the South Node in Libra, which you would, of course, if you've got the North Node in Aries, has that feeling of having to rely on others. You know, the Libra South Node is relationship oriented, and so there's a sense of codependency that comes with this. Now, I did a whole video on the South Node in Libra if you want more details all about that. But the main thing with the South Node in Libra is the feeling of being in partnership and probably in a way having to ask other people or aware of other people and their permission before you do something. And so the North Node in Aries is the opposite to that. The North Node in Aries is about being direct. It's about taking the steering wheel. It's about knowing who you are as a functioning, healthy, single entity with wants and needs and making sure that they are achieved in some kind of way. Now, this isn't about being selfish, and this isn't about climbing over other people to get your needs met. It's about being courageous, basically. It's about being courageous and about being able to face any challenges that come your way. There's a need to triumph with the North Node in Aries. A need to be able to feel that whatever you set out to do, you can win. And again, this is not about winning over somebody else. This is about a feeling of you being able to be at your personal best. That's probably the best way to talk about it. So the North Node in Aries, I always feel, has that need to really come into your own, to know who you are, as I said, as an independent, strong, courageous person in your own right, not having to rely, not having to depend on anybody else, you know, to really know who you are, what you want, where you're going, and be able to put one foot in front of the other fearlessly, okay? So let's look at the next fire sign. Let's look at the North Node in the sign of Leo, okay? Now, this is a really, really interesting North Node because it is in stark contrast to the South Node in Aquarius, okay? So the South Node in Aquarius, and as I said, I went into this in detail in the South Node video series. The South Node in Aquarius can actually just be one of the pack, you know, one of the many, one of the group. There's lots more to the South Node in Aquarius too, but I'll just stop there because I just want to get you to understand that the North Node in Leo is about a feeling of I matter. And so that if you've got the North Node in the sign of Leo, that's the number one thing to remember. You know, I matter, I'm important, I have something to offer. And it comes through on the level of who you are, your personality. It's about being able to shine. It's about being able to give of yourself on the level of what you have just by being you. Now, the South Node in Aquarius comes in with a feeling of maybe being different or being unusual or being an outcast, you know, all those less attractive sides of Aquarius, you know, that could have been played out in a past life context. And now here's our feeling of coming into this particular lifetime and being able to have the energy of the sun. And I want to say this is a very, very generous energy. So people who have the North Node in Leo need to be able to be generous with their self. need to be able to give of themselves, maybe in a creative way, maybe just through being able to shine, to smile, to uplift, to affirm life, that kind of thing. It has a feeling, this North Node in Leo has a feeling of I am special and I have something special to give, and a feeling of my specialness needs to be shared to make everybody else special as well. Everybody is special, and for me to be able to recognize that in myself and to be able to boost it in other people is what it's all about. And so this territory could be new to you. You know what I mean? It could feel very, very new to you. And so coming into this space of being able to look at yourself in the mirror and like what you see back is going to be super, super important for you this lifetime. It's a very, very creative North Node. So any areas of life where you can bring something into form, whether it's artistic or whether it's a business, it's about putting your stamp on something. You know, that feeling of being able to say, I did that, you know, and this is not egotistical. This is not about getting caught up in yourself on that level. It's about being able to realize and recognize that every single one of us, as I said before, matters. And therefore, what we have to do now is we have to be able not only to know that, but to give of that as well. Okay. So the North Node in Sagittarius. So if you have the North Node in Sagittarius, of course, you're going to have the South Node in Gemini. So the North Node in Sagittarius is trying to open up for you. It's trying to open up the world, basically. It's trying to open up a higher understanding of what life is all about. It has a feeling of needing to adventure, needing to explore, needing to travel, needing to have faith, needing to become more confident, having a philosophical or maybe a spiritual, it doesn't have to be, but having a particular principle or framework that you live your life around is really important with the North Node in Sagittarius. What do you stand for? What do you stand for is really important with the North Node in Sagittarius. Now it comes from the South Node in Gemini, of course. Now the South Node in Gemini can actually get caught up in the little bits and pieces. You know, the South Node in Gemini can actually have quite a highly strung, anxious and scattered kind of energy. A person who kind of lives off their wits, you know, that kind of thing. Probably quite intelligent in their own way, but always very much caught up in the facts and figures and the logic and the rationale of things. Now, with the North Node in Sagittarius, it's about you being able to have a faith or a belief beyond that. It's about searching. It's about questing for the meaning of life. What am I doing here? And a feeling of being able to enjoy your journey in finding that as well. So learning as much as you can, being educated in any kind of, higher educated in any kind of way is going to be super, super important for you. But more than anything else, I feel that the North Node in Sagittarius has to come into a place of optimism, seeing the glass half full, having a feeling that the universe does have your back, you know, that feeling of things are going to work out, and all I have to do is come into a place within myself where I truly believe that, because the Sagittarian energy, of course, is Jupiter ruled, and it only relies on your belief system. And so if you can come into a place where you truly believe that life is going to work out for me, I think that is high North Node in Sagittarius work. So there's the North Node in the 3 fire signs, everybody. So I hope you enjoyed that, and we'll get stuck into the other signs very, very soon.